Hello, this is Atsushi. This is Sashiko streaming on Wednesday. Is this February 6th? Yep. It's night, Sashiko live streaming. I will transfer some of the patterns on the fabric and then do Sashiko stitching. This is a great opportunity to ask me the questions. I'm not gonna teach you how to do Sashiko over this live streaming because my goal is to enjoy. Like I like to do things for myself, but I will answer any kind of questions if it require me to stop stitching or working on this. Hello, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. So this is the process of transferring the pattern onto the fabric. The reason I'm using this red pencil is that I completely lost my short-term memory after becoming a father. So it helped me to see where I transferred. This paper is reusable. I will list this paper probably sometime this week. I just got it a few days ago from Japan. Just make sure that it's transferred. Yep. All good. So Sashiko is not only about stitching. It's all required those preparation and sometimes it's really not that fun. But it's very important process to learn how to make a good Sashiko stitching. There's a several way to 自転車講習って自動車講習 Yeah, it is pretty wise to use this red color. I mean, I really lost my short-term memory. Like let's say I'm working on this, right? And then my daughter comes and daddy, like what? And then I completely forget where I work, where I transferred. And Sashiko is really good for those people, those like lazy people like me. So I want to do less as possible. And checking where I have transferred or not is kind of troublesome. So. But it gets dirty. But it's okay. This is even washable, I think. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because we will go over that. After transferring the pattern, we will go over the patterns again to reinforce the lines. So it doesn't have to be perfect, as long as there's a line to follow. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hello. Yes, the transfer paper washes off. Very correct. Yes, it washes off. So after you do the Sashiko stitching, you just simply wash that. However, it's kind of too weak for that matter. The sweat from the hand can wipe out some of the patterns. So make sure to have the chalk pencil handy so you can keep reinforcing the patterns. We have some of the strong ink, but it's not washable. So it's a choice. Hello, hello. あら。どっか忘れてる俺。And these two papers are reusable. 縦線がなんでこんな下手くそなの？ I was looking at purchasing the thread snips you offer on the website. There are many choices. What snip do you have to you? This one? This one is from Misuzu. This one may not be online, but the Bisaburo is another good thread clipper. I mean, everything we have online is very good. Even the entry-level one is very good. But with just the difference of like $20 or so, if you get the better version, it's probably gonna worth it. It's gonna worth it, I think. Kosobe-san, thank you so much for that. Yes, this is the channel where you can study Sashiko in English as well, if that's what helps. Yeah, I usually recommend the not like you don't have to purchase hand sharp one, but relatively better one. It's really nice. And I have a website, well, not a website. I uploaded the YouTube video how to use the thread clipper because it seems like it's not that common to use it. So if you don't know how to use it, please check that website. I mean the video. どうやろうかな。飛んじゃダメだよな。でも飛ばないとめんどくさいんだよな。飛ばないのはめんどくさいんですよね。まあいいか。隠しっぽだからね。柄が細かい。よくこんなちっちゃい柄やるよね。It's really, really small pattern, so yes, the question, do I have a favorite pattern? Thank you so much. Yes, I do have a favorite pattern. It's called Asanha patterns. It's pretty much everywhere in my project. This one is called Asanoha patterns, and I like that the most, I guess. I usually stitch that. Hmm? 間違えた？間違えてない？ You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't mind answering any kind of question, unless I don't have to stop stitching. The beauty of Sashiko stitching is I can take a look at the comments. I can talk while I stitch. Hello. こんばんは. I usually talk in Japanese, but today I am talking a lot in English. Thank you for that comment. It helped me to speak in English whenever I have a chance to. I mean, whenever I have a topic to talk about in English, I can talk in English too, so. Oops.柄が消えてきた。柄が消えてきた。ちょっとここで裏技使います。裏技。裏技。やっぱいるんだよな。消えるんですよね。Nope, it's not a permanent marker, it's the washable marker. So it's gonna wash it off. I prefer to not to use, well, I prefer to use the white marker, but I mean white pencil, but it's really,失敗した. It's really easy to wipe off by the sweat, and I really sweat a lot. So it's okay on the darker side, but theここ違う。Sorry, I was a little bit focusing. Yep. So this is not a permanent marker. This is the washable marker. So once you wash it, it's gonna be go off. Ideally, I wanna work on the just white chalk pencil, but good chalk pencil is quite expensive, quite costly. And the alternative is kind of weak. So when I have to work on the light fabric like this color, I sometimes use the washable marker to あれ何これ Use the washable marker so it doesn't go off by touching it. But it will wash off.皆さんって消えるよね、でもね。普通にチャコピーって消えるんですよね。で、そんなもんなんだろうな、その書き足しながらやるもんなんだろうなと思ってるけど、なんかいい方法あったらいいですけどね。やっぱ書き足しながらやるのはしょうがないのか。うん、この先、ここら辺なんか完全に消えちゃってるもんね。よし。Sorry, it's a little tension. It's so small. I usually work on bigger stitching, so it's a little bit tension. But it's really good. Mindful moment. I don't have to worry about anything. I just focus on the making small stitches. apologize. So the question is about how to start and how to end the stitching, right? So we do not make the knot, and I have a video explaining how to not to make a knot. How to do Sashiko stitching without making a knot. Correct? So the back stitch is the method, the way, or the choice you can make to make a overlay stitching, which I explained in the video, another video. So as long as you can make overlay stitching, it doesn't have to be back stitching. You can use existing stitches. You can use existing stitches to make the overlay stitches. So it doesn't have to be the back stitching. I hope it makes sense. I think I explained that it doesn't have to be back stitching. It's more like overlay stitching. And I'm doing that everywhere. この間の箱まだあるよ。まだね、この間の箱ね、まだずっとそのままなの。まだこの一回こっちに手をつけたらちょっとやりたくなってしまって。ダメね。こういうこといろんなことに手出して何も終わらせないのダメね。僕の良くないとこですね。と言いながらやりたいことやるんです。すみません。See, I did right now the overlay stitching. ある。しっかりあるんですよ。ここまあ隣にあるんですけど、その前回の箱でさ、しつけ縫いとかをいろいろやったわけですよ。しつけ縫いをやろうとして、なんかしつけ縫いめんどくさくないってなって、あ、そうだ、熱接着する糸があるんだと思って使ってみようと思ったんですけど、いきなりさ、箱にある正式な布に使うの怖くて、じゃあそれだけの一回練習やろうと思って前回この練習やったらそれが面白くてさ、こんな大きな布になっちゃったんで、そうなったらもう全部やっちゃおうかな、みたいな。そんな、あれ、これどうなってんだ？ちょっと待ってね。これこうでしょ？こうでしょ？これこうでしょ？これもこういうことか。こういうことだ。I thought that overlay was the style of backstitch. No. The backstitch is actually the style of overlay stitching. We call it in Japanese kasane. And I think I explained that. I didn't in that video. So as long as these are stitches which overlay, as long as you use the thread from us, sorry, like I have to say, as long as you use the thread from us, the stitch will hold after washing once or twice, or even like after putting into the water for 5 minutes and dry it, then the thread will hold like a knot. If you do not use the thread from us, then I don't know like I cannot promise that. You're welcome. Make sure to get a nice Sashiko thread. There's like a variety, and some of them are called Sashiko thread, but doesn't have the quality of, or not a quality, doesn't have the character of Sashiko thread. So make sure that you get something I recommend. No overlay. 아箱には戻ります。俺見てなかった。いいよね。いい感じになると思う。ボロボロですけど、ここら辺のほつれもすごいけど、でも、それ踏まえてのプロジェクトかなという気はするので。ちょっとね、めんどい。この細かい柄はやっぱり、楽しいけどめんどい。わがままやね。あら。これちなみに画質ってどんなもん？俺自分のパソコンだと結構ひどいんですけど、画質。Is the video quality okay? The one I'm kind of viewing right now is good from the application that I use, but it's quite bad from the web browser. So I hope it's not like that blurry. ボケボケじゃないですよね。ボケボケなのかな。カメラも買わなきゃいけないのかな。もう買いたくないんですよね。っていうか買える？買えねえよな。頑張ろう。Yes, it's new Boro. It is new Boro. To be Boro, actually. Yeah, to be Boro. That's probably the better way to say that. New Boro って、New Boro おもろいな。New Boro 使おう。フレッシュボロはよく使ってるんですけど、ニューボロってなんか逆にいいな。いただきます、小袖さん。I'll get that. フレッシュボロ。すごくよくはないけど、ボケボケではない。ありがとうございます。そっか、しょうがないわな。これが多分ね、もう下手したらもっと安かった。2000円ぐらいのウェブカムの限界なんですよね。ので、あら、かわいい。 実は今日このパターンをやってるのに、実ももう一個理由があって、明日猫ちゃん来るんですけど、明日新しい家族が増えるんです。明日の夜。名前を決めまして、さくらにしたんです。さくら。そしたらいきなりなんかピンク色が恋しくなって、アホでしょ。我ながら単純だなと思うんですけど、家族になる猫の名前がさくらだから、今日は桜色が気になる。基本的に画質の再生が480だからまあまあですよね。まだもうちょっとやっぱ、でも画質上げるためにはさ、やっぱいいカメラがいるんだろうね。配信なんたらかんたらのレベルじゃない気がするんだよな。まあさ、そこも勉強だね。いろんなこと勉強しなきゃいけないですね。これでも初期と比べると格段に見やすいライブ配信になってると思うんだよな。結構お金をかけずに創意工夫をがっつりしてきたつもりなので。フレッシュボロ使ってこう。フレッシュボロ。目がかい。目かい。何パッチワークに差し子どうしたの？パッチワークに差し子がどうしたの？パッチワークもボロチック。そうなんですよ。ニューキャットが来るんですよ。ニューキャットが来るっていうのかな？新しい猫が来るんです。So we're gonna welcome the new cat, new family member. We'll have a cat from the shelter. We will adopt the cat. The day is tomorrow, and we name her Sakura. So Sakura means the cherry blossom, which means kind of pink. So I just wanted to use this pink color today. It's that simple. I'm that simple. No more reason than that to use the pink color for today. Hello everyone. Hello. 皆さんこんばんは。ベスさんこんばんは。みんな英語の勉強だぞ。I've been talking in English today quite a lot. So, but I'll speak both language. ね、ピント合わないんですよね。ずっと動いてるからね。ゲームみたいにさ、ゲーム配信とかだともうゲームっていうピントが合ってるものを配信するからやっぱやりやすいんでしょうけど、こういう手芸で配信やってる人間がそこまでいるかって話ですけど。Really, cat and stitching? I do not believe that it's gonna go well for the first few weeks, month, because if the cat loves thread, I have to kind of evacuate from her. But we will see. We will see how how she's gonna adjust to the new life. So my family, my wife and I love cat. We had a cat, and then the 3 months after my daughter was born, she passed away. She was 15 years old, so that was like a time to go. But the cat was good enough to wait for that baby to come, so we don't get so sad. The girl was kind of sad, and we were so busy with the kids. Now she's 4 years old. She's about to be 4 years old, and we're kind of ready to have the new cat. But we were not kind of quite ready because my daughter is still kind of thinking that, we wanted to have a cat for her as well, not for us too. So we were waiting, and then one day she went to the cat cafe where you can meet all the cats from shelters, and then she fell in love with the cat, and then they decided. So good. And it was really good comment from one of the viewers, Kosote-san. She's saying that そうやって誰かのこと、猫のことを思いながら差し子をするっていいね。ほんとそう。差し子 is about that. Like, I'm stitching right now with thinking about the new cat who is coming. It's the stitching with thinking about somebody or something that you kind of love or care. Doesn't have to be cat. Can be your husband, can be your kid, can be your friend. Anybody is fine. But like right now, in this moment, I am thinking about everybody who watched this live streaming and leaving the comments, that it is the very precious moment to think of somebody, something, to care about those things, and then make stitches. I think that's the core beauty of Sashiko stitching. It's not about how precise the stitchings are, how beautiful the patterns are. It is the byproduct of this. The fact that we can stitch with thinking about something you care, with caring something important to you, and then be mindful who you are. That this is the best thing about Sashiko and stitching, like hand stitching. Many people say like machine stitch can make a lot of stuff. Yes, it can. But the machine stitch doesn't provide the opportunity to talk to the fabric. Like these fingers are talking to this fabric, although my mouths are talking English right now, but these fingers are talking to the fabric if this is a good stitch or not. And like again, those mindful moments is very precious, especially in this world. なんてめちゃめちゃ今かっこいいこと言ってた。ベストさんなんか伝わった？今の英語わかった？フル。Beth, did you get that? My Japanese and my English there? Is it translatable? This is beautiful. I am a knitter and this is exactly what I do. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is the moment I really like communicate, share the same feeling. Again, it doesn't have to be Sashiko. It does not have to be Sashiko. It does not have to be anything specific. It could be, as the Miss Saber said, that it could be knitting, it could be darning, it could be anything. But this we do not seek for the solution while we do this, right? Like I don't judge. I try to not to judge what I do, like how accurate the stitches are. It's the moment where I can be who I am instead of trying to optimize myself to somebody who I should be. In this society, that's very good skill to be somebody the society requires. You always have to be ready for that matter. You go to Google and search for the answers and blah blah blah. It is good. It's very necessary for that. But at the same time, if everybody can have this kind of moment to be okay with who I am, that might ease some of the problems too. I do a lot of different craft. Even if I have a bad day, I sit there. Oh, that is the perfect thing. That's exactly what I wanted to share. Like we share the same feeling. Like we can talk about it all day long. Doesn't have to be Sashiko again. Like it can be anything. But I really like to share those. It's privilege that I think I'm very lucky to have this skill. Like probably like programming skill would be better to make money skill, but this is very comforting skill, I would say. Well, of course, I would like to get a programming skill too, but it's more like, well, I'm a human, so I have, of course, greed. Everything. See, like, it's so difficult to talk and stitch because I cannot filter my thoughts. I shouldn't have said those things, probably, but you know, it happens. I'm sweating right now. Do you see this? But yeah, it's really nice. And the one thing I would like to do throughout this live streaming, which I succeeded in Japanese language, is to make a community or the place for us. The handcrafting sometimes can be very, very lonely. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. It's supposed to be probably lonely. But at the same time, if we can create a place, if we can create a place to get together, even over the internet, to talk about the handcrafting, anything, you know, that's probably a place for people who appreciate the handcrafting. To create that kind of community is my goal. Both English and both Japanese. Possibly some other language, but I do not speak well enough to make a community in other languages. So let's start where I can. I would like to start where I can. Come on. See, like I cannot speak English. Likeちょっと黙ります。英語喋った今日。久々に英語でがっつり喋ってるね。ありがとうございます。みんな乗っけてくれるんだもん。わーい。乗せられればどんだけでも喋るぜ。でもう50分でしょ。すごいね。お腹減ってきたもんね、10時なのに。To me, handcrafting is a thing that isn't stopped by language. It's like an universal language. It is. It is a universal language. That is why I'm not scared. If this is like stand-up comedy, I love stand-up comedy. However, it's very sensitive sometimes, and it's purely from your mouth. So I'm not confident doing that, but this handcrafting can penetrate the barriers of language. I mean, my mother, who doesn't speak any English, become the best friend of my students. They complain about me together, and they don't speak English. I mean, they don't speak same language. I don't know how my mother become a friend of my students, like saying like Atsushi's blah blah blah, like. Ooh. But yeah, my mother tries to travel to the US once in several years, and last year she traveled to New York, and she had a privilege to meet my students in New York. That was a blast for them, but the problem is I was left alone. So, in a good way. Thank you so much for being the community. It is not my community, let's say, it's the A community where I can sort of facilitate. And you're welcome. You don't have to stick with it all the time, but you're always welcome to be here. As a knitter, I often get together and knit with others. Ah, that is so awesome. Yeah, I probably should start knitting too. So Sashiko is not that big, even in Japan. So even Japanese people cannot find a friend or friends who does Sashiko stitching around. That was the like a core reasoning to start the Sashiko live streaming, to share the Sashiko life together. And I want to do that to the other, language and the other people. Yep, I try to put her. That's my, how can I say, that's the goal of my activity. I do have a website and stuff like that. I do not do this for my living. I don't provide to my family. My main job is a housemaker. I watch my daughter. I do the housework. My wife she's working outside, but mainly I do this to bring my mother to the US, and she is a genius. So I just want to bring her to more people. I mean, you gotta see her. You gotta meet her. Like, she has to be. I mean, like, I'm her son, so I should probably. It's kind of creepy to say that I think she's a genius, but she is the genius. And it's not a compliment. I mean, it's a compliment as the Sashiko artisans. She's a very good Sashiko person. She's a genius. But as the mother, like as the business partner, it's a nightmare. It's very much a nightmare. But the product she makes, the results she comes up with, it's just beyond. So again, it's pros and cons. I don't want to restrict her, so I don't want to limit her, so I don't want her to be different. But as their son of that lady, he is a nightmare. Yep. She dyes the thread with natural ingredients by hand. And that's brilliant. That's awesome. That's so beautiful. Yet, as a business partner and as a son of that lady, it's a nightmare. Like, Can I use my kitchen to dye thread? Yep. But where's my dinner? That was like 80 years ago. She was like, can I try dyeing the thread in this kitchen today? I'm like, did you cook dinner or do I have to cook dinner? I forgot. I'm like, you eat something. So, see, that's the nightmare part. But the good part is that she dyed beautiful thread. So it's like a coin. The good side and bad side, light and darkness. It's all good. It's just whew. I'm not complaining. But I gotta complain to somebody, so it's just a regular. I think it's a regular mother and son relationship. ちょっとなんか細かすぎて疲れてきた。疲れてきた。俺が疲れることあんだね、最初で。なんか今日久々になんかがっつり英語喋った配信でありがとうございます、皆さん。なんかほんとみんなでなんか集めたいね。こんな、まだ全然だけど、こういうコミュニティがどんどんできたら、ほんと一回みんなでどっかで文化交流ができたらすごいな。なんかそれが一個の人生の目標になりそうなぐらいですね。Perhaps she makes you the great homie. Very much so. I would say that. Yes. If she was the perfect mother figure, I wouldn't become. Yeah. Well said. It is very much well said, I think. But yeah, she's like artist. She doesn't like to be called like artist, but I think she's the artist type. Okay, has been 1 hour since I started doing live streaming. I will stop soon. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will come back next Wednesday, and actually Friday morning and Tuesday morning I'll be here in Eastern Time, New York time. But I try to speak in Japanese more on Tuesday and Friday morning. On Wednesday night I try to speak in English more, especially when I have the English viewers. I try to speak in English more on Wednesday night. But if you don't mind listening my Japanese, we're open on Tuesday and Friday morning. And I will switch the language when I see the comments. But I will have more Japanese viewers, so I will probably speak more Japanese there. But besides that, it is the community where anybody can come with respect each other, okay? But I mean, with the respect to the Sashiko and each other. I usually say that in English. I always say that in Japanese, but I want everybody to watch this live streaming with doing something. Like, preferably Sashiko stitching because I do Sashiko stitching. It doesn't have to be Sashiko, it can be knitting, embroidery, patchworking, anything. And I just want you to kind of enjoy this live streaming as like a radio or something. You're welcome. Like, whenever I receive a comment like yours, I am happy to speak in English. I usually do not get a comments like that. That's why I either become quiet or start speaking in Japanese because I know that there's a lot of Japanese viewers. Not a lot of, there are some Japanese viewers here. But if there's any comments in English, I try my best to speak. And the comments like such as like teach me, show me, like those kind of comments is something I really do not prefer because I want to make this time for me to enjoy as well instead of just teaching. And those people sometimes just don't say even thank you. So like, okay. But yeah, I'm happy to share what I do. And most of the questions will be answered unless I don't have to stop working on my stuff. Thank you, thank you. My pleasure. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I probably should go to sleep soon. Take a shower. So this is the result today. It's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. This is sort of the Boro pieces I was taping around. Not a taping, like using an adhesive. I was kind of patchworking, and I will go over everywhere. I'll keep adding a lot of swatches. Like I get a lot of scraps, very very small scraps from any kind of project. I don't remember how I got this triangle, but you know I don't throw away those small fabrics. So this will be the endless project. I will keep adding the fabric and keep stitching. So let's see. I will just reinforce some of the patterns and then I'll just sign off. It's so nice to see you guys becoming a friend and such. ありがとうございました。もうちょっとしたら終わろうかなと思います。今日はとても英語ができた回でよかったなと思ってます。ありがとうございました。また次回は金曜日か。金曜日は普通に多分がっつり日本語の回になると思うので、ぜひぜひ来ていただけたら嬉しいです。かっこよくない？みんなパッチワークに差し込むって言うけどさ。Alright. ありがとうございました。Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next. Next time is Friday morning, but for the English focused session, it's gonna be Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye bye. おやすみなさい。Have a good day. どうやったら消える？